Am I the a-hole? Am I the asshole? Whatever you want to call it. In this video, I just want to go through a bunch of AITA posts, Am I the asshole posts, which is basically people asking the internet if they are correct or incorrect about how they reacted to a certain situation. And as everyone on the internet knows, everybody's a licensed therapist nowadays. So yeah, I'm just gonna join the group and help out these poor souls in finding out whether or not they are the asshole. With that out the way, let's just go into it.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to revoke our prenup? I am 32, have been married to my wife, F30, for over 2 years now and have been together for 6 years. I come from a substantially wealthy family. I have a few assets, both inherited and built upon, in my name. My wife, on the other hand, comes from a lower income household.
Okay, immediate first reactions, like, I don't know how I feel about prenups necessarily. I can understand both arguments. Like, some people do say, like, it's kind of a vibe killer or it's like a mood killer because if you're getting married, you wouldn't have to even think about the fact that someone could take half of your assets or whatever you have. But at the same time, I don't know, if you have something or if you're coming from like a, you know, like this guy said, a big family or whatever, I can see why you think that. And also, like, the other side of the argument is that it just protects everyone in that situation. Like, there's no risks to anyone. So if you are someone that like has a lot already, I don't think you should be blamed for not wanting to take a risk with anyone, right? Granted, even if it is someone that you love and want to marry, whatever, you know, spend the rest of your time with them, whatever the case is, right? But I don't think you should be attacked or blamed to even think about prenup in the first place, because it is a safety thing for both people anyways. But yeah, whichever side of the aisle you sit on in terms of prenups, I think both sides have bad arguments towards both of them.
When we started dating, the economic difference was very evident. While I trust her in general, my family is riddled with stories of gold diggers, in both genders. So I told her if we were to get married, I would be comfortable only if she signed a prenup. It's not as in I won't share my privilege with her at all. I would provide the best life for us as long as we are together. She agreed readily, claiming she loved me for me and not for my wealth. Hence we have a prenup. To clarify, she was working all that time. But with our income disparity, I was covering over 70% of expenses. Barely a year into marriage, she got pregnant. We were happy about it. 5 months in, she wanted to quit her job. I supported her decision since I was making enough.
Everything makes sense so far, you know. If your partner can cover it and you have a pregnant wife, why make them work, right? Like, if they're carrying both of your guys' children, the only thing that matters in that scenario is making sure she's healthy and the baby's healthy.
Money to support us. But 3 months into having our newborn, she demands I revoke the prenup. Her argument is she is staying home to raise our kid and putting her career on the line. So there should not be any prenup. I reminded her I was taking care of us financially while she stayed home with our baby. I look after baby when I'm home as well. She said, that's my duty as a father. I said by that logic staying home with our baby is her duty as a mother and not something to be compensated for.
It sounds like she's using that traditionality against the father. It is only fair if he does the same thing right back to her, so yeah.
Not to mention it was her choice to stay home. She got past at me saying I don't care about her at all. It's untrue. But her logic is not making sense here. She is not letting this go and keeps saying I am ruining her life by holding my purse strings so tight. That she deserves to be on the title on our home at least. When I reminded her it's a premarital property and if she wants her name on a title deed, we can buy a new property together when she gets back to work. Further info, I am not only taking care of my family financially, I am also putting money into a retirement fund. I just put my income, other than properties, into our joint account and we both spend from it. Am I the a-hole for not revoking the prenup?
Not at all, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like when conversations like this happen, it has to be on the side of like, oh shit, like maybe I can't get my job back coming from the mom's side. But he's definitely not the asshole for not revoking the prenup. I think he's well within his, like, I don't want to say, I mean, yeah, he's well within his right, but like also his like moral like right in the sense of like it being ethical. From the mom's perspective, I don't know how you can't see his side because, okay, no, like my previous point about her using the like traditional aspect of the guy leaving as his job, I guess he didn't specify in the video, but I would hope if she's gonna say that about him, then it's basically like, why use that against him if you're not gonna use that against yourself either? But final verdict, this guy honestly is not an a-hole. I think he's well within his, you know, ethical means of not revoking the prenup. I think personally, I don't know how I feel about prenups myself. I just don't see why not, to be honest. Like, the argument of like it's like a mood killer or it questions your love doesn't really matter, because if you did love each other, why wouldn't you sign it at the same time, you know? But super final verdict, he is not the a-hole.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to apologize to someone for doing my job? I work as an emergency room nurse in a major city. I've had my fair share of—
I just want to say, shout out any type of medical people, nurse, whatever. Yeah, just shout out. Because I feel like me, as what I do as a job as an editor, I can never, ever put myself in their shoes in terms of how hard they work. And I know they don't get compensated for how much work they do too.
Interesting patient cases, to say the least. One of the more common types of people I see are homeless people and addicts looking for their next fix of opioids. One of my patients who was assigned to me 2 days ago came in looking very disheveled. He came into the emergency room department complaining about his lower stomach pain while yelling, so much so that I had to ask him several times to keep his voice down.
I honestly wouldn't have thought that a lot of homeless people go to hospitals to get a bunch of opioids. I don't know why. Maybe that's a lot more normal than I assume, or than I thought, I guess, but I'm kind of surprised that's low-key even a thing.
Rated his pain as a 10, but despite this apparent pain, he was still able to hold a conversation with me. The way he was acting reminded me of the many patient cases where they were substance seeking and faking their pain in order to get a specific type of medication. I warned this patient that he wouldn't get any doctor around here to prescribe him any pain meds even if he faked his pain, and he quickly became agitated, so I called security and they escorted him out of the hospital. Yesterday during my shift, the same patient showed up again with his wife, and once again I was assigned to his case. As soon as I had walked into the room, he began yelling at me to get out and that he wanted a different nurse. His wife also expressed her disgust for me, so I left and let another nurse deal with them. After a couple of tests were run, it came out that he had kidney stones, and my intuition of him being a substance seeker wasn't true after all.
Oh, shit. The nurse had said that, oh, usually it's homeless people coming in, right? I feel like you can tell when someone is homeless for the most part. Like, maybe, don't judge a book by its cover and all that, but you can see it on someone's face. Like, or not even just face, but on their body, their clothes, how dirty they might look. Assuming this guy isn't homeless, for one thing, obviously married people, I'm sure there's a married homeless couple that's homeless, right? There's probably a bunch, but he couldn't have looked that bad, right? Like, to assume he's homeless is pretty crazy.
His wife later found me in the nurse's station, came up to me, and asked me if I was going to apologize to her husband. I asked her what she was referring to, and she told me that I had accused her husband of being an addict instead of properly caring for him, and that I needed to apologize to him. I politely explained that I was just doing my job, and I was
What? No. I guess yes, in the moment doing your job. Also, your job is like helping people, so I don't know if your job is necessarily like pushing people away from meds, but I can see what they're saying in that part. But yeah, obviously apologize. You were wrong.
Basing his case off of previous patients that he reminded me of. His wife became persistent and continued to ask if I was going to apologize or not. I calmly explained that I was only doing my job and that she needed to go back to the room she'd left her husband.
That's not a reason. Right?
She was leaving the station, she called me an a-hole and stormed away. When my shift ended, I was thinking whether or not I may be wrong for refusing to apologize, because while I know the patient ended up being in serious pain instead of the homeless addict I'd assumed he was, he still reminded me of many of my past shifts where I've had patients who acted exactly like him. I think I had
It looks like it's not necessarily homeless people, but yeah, I got that part wrong.
good reason not to believe him, so I don't think I necessarily owe anyone an apology because I was genuinely just doing my job.
Okay, yes, but you were wrong though. What's so hard to get about that?
I tried to find out if there were any updates on him from the other nurse who had taken him on, but she's been ignoring me. Am I the a-hole for refusing to apologize?
Let me see what the comments are saying. Absolutely, he could have lost his life. Exactly, it's not about whether you did the right thing or not. Mistake or not, serious damage was caused, and an apology is always right, especially in a medical setting. Yeah, they were just doing their job, but their intuition was still wrong, so an apology really couldn't hurt. Yeah, but yeah, the nurse is the asshole. I don't think that's too surprising to anyone watching this. I feel like all of you guys are probably gonna say they're the asshole too in this scenario. Even like the one comment said, like, it doesn't matter if you were doing your job and what you thought was right. At the end of the day, you were wrong. Like, I guess in this scenario, it's almost like intent doesn't matter. It's like what the conclusion was. Like, you could have been trying to do a nice thing, maybe in the nurse's head, like keeping some dude who's addicted away from drugs, but we're wrong, right? Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought there were ways to test for like kidney stones and whatnot, like physical tests, but I guess not. Yeah, final verdict, yes, the nurse is the asshole.
Am I the asshole for blocking a man after he bought me a $500 plus dinner? I was
Oh shit, $500 dinner, and it doesn't sound like they're dating.
invited on a date and he asked me, "What's your favorite restaurant?" My honest answer was, my favorite place is a bit
That cannot be comfy as a setting position. I'm be straight up.
much for a first date, but I still did tell him about it
Oh, what's the first date? God damn.
because, well, I thought he was cool and I truly love the place, so I tell everyone about it so they'll go. I want them to stay booked and busy so they'll open so I can keep going. I said that for a first date, we could go somewhere more casual, like this cool Mexican spot that has over 300 tequilas in their tequila library, but it's
God damn. I wonder at a restaurant like that if every single tequila variation has ever been ordered, like at least once. I'm willing to bet no. There's no way 300 has been ordered. Think about like how many people ordered the same bunch, like the most popular ones or whatever. There's no way.
still pretty cheap when it
Where
comes to
this
food.
at?
I know.
What in the world?
I want to go.
Amazing tacos with handmade tortillas, but ultimately he wanted to pick. I was trying to be helpful and make suggestions. Also, we live in different parts of a big city with terrible traffic that's extremely car dependent. My favorite restaurant, on the other hand, is about $500 for 2 people. I take myself there sometimes after
What? You take yourself for $250 for personal accomplishments?
personal accomplishments or just a treat. Sometimes I go just to have one of their James Beard award-winning cocktails. LOL,
This girl got money.
bougie as fuck, I know. And some apps. Well, this gentleman, upon researching the menu, decides that this is where he wants to take me for dinner. He really wanted to try it out. Of course, I agree. Despite the price point, it's actually a pretty chill spot. You don't even have to dress up, and it's a great date spot. Even a first date spot if you're in a different tax bracket than me. But as much as I knew, he could be. For me, first dates are usually inexpensive considering you don't know the person, and the conversation is much more important than the meal. We have apps, we have drinks, we have dinner, we have conversation, we have dessert. We had a good time. From my perspective, this means we ran up a serious bill. Pay time comes. We do the check dance, sort of. Of course, since it's the first date, I say, oh, separate checks. Not that I don't
I guess we don't know if this is a girl or a guy saying this, but fair enough.
pay on subsequent dates. I just mean the first time when you don't know if a guy thinks if a woman pays, that means she's uninterested.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, okay, wow.
He also says separate checks. So cool, we're on the same page. Basically at the same time. As in our words, overlapped. I won't lie, I hesitated and said it after he was saying it because he asked me out and also insisted we went there after he read the menu and really wanted to try the food. I really want to describe the menu items, but it's one of those places that's so specific, and also the chef uses what's local and in season, so I'd kind of be revealing too much info.
Oh, she's trying to gatekeep. That's crazy. Okay, wow. I don't know if I really understand the argument of like the whoever asks pays. I can see the argument on a first date, maybe not, because it's not like you're being forced to go out with the person. But I don't know. It almost sounds like they asked me out and I had to leave the house, and it's like, no, I mean, you did want to leave at the end of the day.
So our separate checks come.
Tell us
a
the
restaurant.
So the chef uses what's local and in season, so I'd kind of be revealing too much info. So our separate checks come.
Tell us
It's
the
a restaurant.
right
Like
now.
it's not your secret.
Yeah, what are you
Why are
doing?
you gatekeeping?
Yeah.
You want them to say booked and busy. Tell us the name of the restaurant.
Right.
Exactly.
So our separate checks come, no problem by me. I put my card down, he puts his down. When our server comes back to grab them, he takes my card, gives her both the checks, and says he's covering it all.
Okay, what was the point of the check dance in the first place? But okay.
And he looks at my card intensely. It's not that I think he's some number savant where he's stealing my info by looking at my card, though I have bartended for years and a dumbass/genius who worked with me could memorize card numbers at a glance and then use them for online.
Okay, wait. First off, unless I'm stupid, you have to see both sides of the cards, right? Like, you can't just look at one side and know like what's going on.
Purchases till he finally got a felony.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't even his little comment, oh, now I finally know your last name, which of course I wouldn't tell him before. It was the game that he played. He invited me on a date, so I assumed he was paying. He then said separate checks, making sure I knew I was paying for myself. But then he grabbed the checks and said he's paying for it all, annoying the server and me. I feel like this was a real shit test to see if I would pony up to the $250 each restaurant bill. I felt like he was checking to see if I was a gold digger or something, even though I literally told him we shouldn't go there on a first date.
I didn't even think about the fact that he could have been doing it as a test. I don't know if I catch that vibe though.
The place I suggested would have had tacos and tequila flights for less than $50.
Let's go. Tell us the name
Tell
of
us
that
that one.
restaurant.
So after I said thank you for dinner, I got on my Uber, left, blocked him. I told one of my friends a story today laughing, and they told me I was actually go there on a first date. The place I suggested would have had tacos and tequila flights for less than $50.
Let's go. Tell us the name
Tell
of
us
that
that one.
restaurant.
So after I said thank you for dinner, I got on my Uber, left, blocked him. I told one of my friends a story today laughing, and they told me I was actually the villain in the story. I'm just not into the shittiness or games. Am I the asshole?
I fully understand that last part about not being into the games or whatever. I guess it depends. Also, like, if you're not into the... Okay, blocking someone isn't part of the game. I was about to say, like, if you're not into, like, the shitting games, why not ask him, like, what that was? Actually does have a point to it. Like, before you even block him in the first place, ask him, like, hey, what was that? Whatever. Like, instead of just straight up blocking him, right? Because you don't know if it was a game in the first place. Maybe he changed his mind about paying or whatever. But I guess tone matters in the way he said it, the way he looked at it. I don't know. I don't think blocking immediately was the right choice. I think you gotta give it a second before you, like, go for the, you know, full-on block, right? Like, I don't think it's too difficult to ask what that was and then go from there. Yeah, but if you're blocking just over that, I think that's a bit much on a first date. Like, people have done worse and still kind of crawled back from it, right? Like, I'm not saying give the guy a second chance, but I think asking at the end of the day is the minimum you could have done, because who knows, that relationship could have blossomed, right, if you kept on going with it. Let's see what the comment said. It seems a bit dramatic and a little crazy to immediately block someone because they paid for the meal. I think he dodged a bullet there. Maybe he changed his mind about paying last minute. She sounds dramatic. You are the asshole. The block was unnecessary. I mean, it was definitely a weird move, but maybe ask why the weird move before blocking him. Just talk, people. Exactly. Not too much interaction for someone who likes games leads to more. I don't think just asking someone is leading anything to a game though. Luckily, you haven't been abused by a narcissist. You cannot just talk it out with them. They use talks as weapons gathering to hurt you later. Oh, what? This could have been an honest mistake. Jesus. It seems like people are seeing this like the guy planned it out like maliciously or as a game. It doesn't seem like it's really that deep, I'm not gonna lie, but in my opinion, I think she is the asshole. I can't lie. Maybe asshole is too much of a harsh word. I wouldn't call someone an asshole for that. I think she might be the villain like her friend said, but I think blocking might have been a little too far. I think communicate first and just ask him what that was all about. And if he says, I just changed my mind, go on a second date, see how that goes. If he's still on that weird timing about being a narcissist or whatever that one comment said. But yeah, I think maybe not asshole. She's probably just tripping on it.
Am I the asshole for not attending my sister's wedding since my husband is not invited? Man, based on that alone, that's tough.
Yeah.
No, they're not the asshole.
You don't think they're the asshole?
I'm going to say it's my sister's wedding.
Sister.
Yes.
This entirely depends on the reasoning of why the husband is not invited.
I mean, yeah, if the husband was like a dickhead, of course.
Oh, you're so right.
My ultimate inclination is, yes, you're the asshole. Like, that's your sibling. You
Yep.
have to be there for them. But at the same time, if it's a dumb reason the husband's not invited, I'm like, no, that's fair. Like, then your sister betrayed you.
Yes.
But if the husband tried to murder
Yeah,
her
right.
sister,
Yeah.
that's a good reason.
Or slept with the groom or something.
We're gonna see what level this is at. Okay. All right, let's
get into it, yeah.
Let's buckle up. Let me start by saying I do understand my husband's behavior is inappropriate.
Immediately off of that, I'm getting vibes of she might know her husband's a weirdo, but she's okay with it.
Okay, so
Not a great start.
let's end it there.
Everyone in this room just went, "Aww." But like all of us, he's not perfect, and I took vows to him to stand by him and accept him as a whole person, including his flaws. Overall, he's a good husband, and I love him despite this one issue.
I don't like it.
What is the one issue?
He just gets really horny and starts grabbing everyone's butts. It's like a tick.
No!
Was I right?
What is it?
I need you guys to both buckle up.
Okay, buckled.
My husband has a kink for urinating on himself in public.
Have we lost the plot as like society, people, whatever? I know there's people who have peeing kinks. That's one thing in itself. What happened to that guy where peeing on yourself is what gets you hard? And also those two things can't happen, by the way, unless it's really weird. You can't pee while you're having a kink. Like, it's not a one-to-one thing. Either one happens or it doesn't. So how do you figure what went wrong in his life? Huh? Really? And in public too? You can't just pee on yourself in your living room? Like, come on, really? That's also not enough of a reason to say someone's weird, because having a kink, like, people have kinks all the time. It's not like everyone's activating their kinks in public anyway, so there's something else to this.
I think it's the humiliation aspect that gets him off. So
There's a lot of guys who have that, like, a humiliation kink. I don't understand it in the slightest. I have heard of guys with that.
sometimes, not every time, we get together with my family, he will pee his pants.
No.
But overall, it's not really that disruptive.
No.
He just stands up and says
No.
something like, "Oh no, I've peed myself."
No. Why are you telling niggas you've done that? Or I guess it's the humiliation part, right? So he wants people to know. If he does it so much that, let's say hypothetically, people get used to it, he can't do it around them anymore, right? Because it's not humiliating, like it's normal.
Then he goes to the bathroom and changes. I always bring a change of pants and underwear for him in case this happens.
No!
And when he gets back, we just move on and don't talk about it. Of course, we don't want people to know my husband is doing this for a kink, so we've told my family he has a medical condition that causes him to not have a full control of his bladder. I told them the reason he doesn't wear adult diapers is that he's ashamed of needing diapers at his age, so he's basically in denial that he needs them and refuses to wear them. Well, now my sister's getting married, and she says my husband can't come because she doesn't want him disrupting the wedding by peeing his pants. I told her it was unfair to exclude him over a medical condition he can't help. Which is true as far as she knows.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, I'm not gonna lie. I also want to point out if he's always had this kink before or after he's married her, because I don't know if I'd marry someone with that kind of kink. Like, she must really love this dude to lie for him too.
That's true. That's true.
But she said it's his own choice to refuse to wear adult diapers, so it's his fault. Bam, Uno reverse.
Wait.
Valid.
Yeah, that's it.
I told her it's her wedding, and she can invite who she wants, but if my husband isn't invited, I'm not coming. He loves my family, and I know it really hurts him to be excluded from the wedding just because of a kink he can't help having.
No, it's a kink. You can choose to not like do a kink. What are we doing here?
You.
Yeah, what?
You can have a kink, but you don't need to do it at a family gathering.
And at
Yep.
the expense of others' comfort and...
Absolutely not.
He's been crying and saying he feels disgusting for having this kink, but that he can't control himself, and now my family doesn't even want him around. I know it would really hurt him if I just left him home and went to the wedding by myself. He told me it's my choice to go if I want, and that he won't be mad, but I know he'd be really sad if I went.
If the husband is being genuine, you could still go to the wedding. I'm not gonna lie.
I love my sister and my family, but my husband is my life partner, so he's always my #1 priority above anyone else. And I believe I should stand by him and support him rather than choosing my family over him. So I told my sister I won't make it to the wedding, and now she's extremely angry with me, saying I'm a bad sister because I won't be there to support her. She's marrying a woman, so she also said it makes it look like I'm homophobic if I don't show up to support their union.
Okay, no, you can't just throw that in there. What?
I told her I'd love to come. Let's just add that layer to it.
yeah, a little spice.
Unnecessary.
We added some rosemary to those mashed potatoes.
Yes, absolutely.
I told her I'd love to come if my husband is invited, but she said she can't stand the thought of him disrupting the ceremony or reception by peeing his pants and announcing it.
No,
I told her how much it hurts.
I pee myself.
Does anyone object?
I pee myself.
No. I do not object.
I do not object, but I have wee-weed myself.
I told her how much it hurts my husband that he's excluded, but she doesn't care. I said fine, but that means I can't come, but she won't let it go and keeps starting fights saying I'm a bad sister. I do feel bad that it hurts her that I won't be there. Holy sh**.
So, what's the original question?
In all seriousness, she's not the asshole for not going. Like, she's also not the asshole to anyone in the scenario. I'm not gonna lie, it's low-key the husband more than her. I guess she means, like, is she the asshole in comparison to, like, her sister? Is she being an asshole to her sister? And honestly, maybe because the husband is, like, giving the okay, yeah, she's kind of the asshole. I understand wanting to stand by your husband and all that, but you're getting the green light from your husband to go. Assuming he's being dead ass and not, like, weird or, like, faking, like, if you go, I'm actually gonna be mad kind of thing, you can go. Like, come on. But I'm not gonna hold it against the sister for not going too, though. Like, you want to stand by your husband, obviously. I also don't blame the sister who's getting married for getting mad at a situation like that. Like, it sounds like if you were to wear diapers, everything would be cool. Like, why not? And also, you can control the kink. It's not something the nigga has to do. Like, what the fuck? It's like if I had a kink about, like, wanting to, like, smash doors in it, and that's what I love doing. That's what gets me going or whatever. It's not like I have to do it in public, even if it's the humiliating part, right? Like, I can just not do it. It's a kink, not like a medical condition. Perfect comment, wow. But he can control himself, and furthermore, this implies in a certain manner he's getting off on her family members' reactions to him, including children. Red card. Yep. Boom. And she married him willingly. Final verdict, you are not the asshole, your husband is the asshole. Being a weirdo for no reason. Like, let's be honest. Just control it. It's not that deep. She could go to the wedding though, I'm not gonna lie.
Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend over her going out with a guy friend for dinner and drinks late into the night? My 23, GF of 9 months, 23, and I were supposed to hang out Saturday night at around 10 p.m. Around 6 p.m. she informed me she might be late and I should probably come tomorrow. I said I do not mind coming later and sleeping just so we can have breakfast etc. She said okay, and would let me know when to leave. I asked her what she is up to as I was a little concerned, and she said she was having dinner with a client. She teaches piano to kids. I am a bit suspect of this but don't assume any problems. 10 p.m. rolls around and
I'm such like a worrywart, hypocrite, jealous person. Like, if I saw a text, honestly, I'd be like, okay, why can't I go? Like, so I don't know. I'd feel so weird. You know, granted, you should be dating someone that you fully trust in under any circumstance. You know, humans are humans. People just feel weird sometimes. Just off that text alone, I'd feel weird. But also, I'd feel weird that she didn't tell me she's having dinner with someone. Like, she didn't tell me the reason in the first place. So, kind of iffy off the bat.
ready. I text her if I should leave. No reply for 15 minutes. Text her again. She says tomorrow. I ask her to call me and she says not now. I said okay soon. She calls me.
Okay, but see, like, even right there, you can't tell him why.
And while I assumed this was a woman, she is actually with a 35-year-old man. At this point I am very uncomfortable. She never
Which is valid, especially with the fact that she didn't tell you.
told me about this and has now canceled our plans and have been unresponsive.
That is just kind of weird to not be saying anything too. Like, I'm not the type of person to like blow someone's phone up if I'm not getting a response from them. 2 texts and that's probably it. And at a certain point, it's okay. Like, at this point, it's just straight up disrespect. Unless obviously the person is busy, but not telling your partner, like, really? I don't know. It just seems a little weird.
Text a bit with it mostly being just me telling her this is a pretty big boundary she's crossing and that I am upset she did not tell me before, canceled our plans, and doesn't seem to see the big conflict of interest here.
Didn't even think about the fact that she canceled plans too. That's crazy. And with the client, she teaches piano. Like, oh, first off, the client can't be that important to where you have to go to dinner and cancel plans with your boyfriend.
I don't want to micromanage her life and do not own her, but But I think this is way different than a party.
Which again is also valid too. You don't want to be that controlling partner, but like what he's about to say, it's more than a party. It's a one-on-one dinner with the opposite sex, and you didn't tell your partner. Like all of that looks weird from the outside.
Or hanging out with an old friend and is a clear boundary issue. She called me when she got home, which was at 1 a.m. She also isn't out late very often, even when we go out. I was very upset and we had a short but heated argument where I said she was effectively on a date with this guy whether she knew or not. She apologized the next day and wanted to come over yesterday to talk. When she came over she apologized to me, but I said I needed some more info. I asked about this guy, who he was, how long he had known her, what the night timeline was. Apparently she has known him since spring and has gone on multiple dinners with him such as this one, and she was teaching him lessons and not his child. He has none.
Dead ass, that is enough to break up. There is no fucking way you're having multiple dinners with another guy, not telling your partner and thinking, what, it's all gonna be fine? You teach him instead of kids. I'm guessing he teaches kids more than, you know, like adults, but that's so weird. That's enough to break up. Honestly, that is so break-up worthy. I think if I heard that, especially coming as a surprise, and he has no kids, no, we're just done at that point.
This is where I might be the asshole. I said to her that I want to be with her, but there is doubt in my mind, and I don't think we can move forward without me seeing her communications to this guy. She said no, and that this felt invasive. After she asked for a break, I made the situation an ultimatum that this was a point of no return, and she took her things and left after we talked about how good the relationship was before and if there was anything we hadn't yet communicated / other issues. This whole time she seemed upset but didn't tell me anything like I messed up for not trusting her. She just immediately accepted the situation and wanted to leave, which is odd to me. I admit I was a bit aggressive in the questions I asked, not how I asked them, with the questioning, but I am just unsure if I made a mistake in not believing her or how I asked for this information.
No, this guy is perfectly fine, honestly. Like, that's weird from her for not telling the person. That makes me feel weird. I'm not even in the relationship and I feel like I just got cheated on. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I just get the vibe that she was cheating on the dude. That's so weird. I don't get, like, just leave the relationship. I mean, it sounds like she just wanted a reason to leave and didn't want to be the person to break up, but yeah, f her. She's the asshole. This guy's completely fine. Final verdict, not the asshole.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife I'm moving? It is up to her if she is coming with me or not.
Go on.
I'm listening.
Immediate, way too abrasive or like aggressive in the way he's asking, but okay.
Proceed.
My wife and I have been married for 6 years and have 2 kids under 5. We live on the East Coast in a 2-bedroom small house. Cost of living here is insane. My parents moved down south a few years ago. My mother called me up a few weeks ago to tell me about a house in their community that is up for sale. They are good friends with the owner and can get us a good deal for the house. To me, this sounds amazing. Everything there is cheaper and we will have more space and more bedrooms for our kids. I work from home, so I talk to work and I would be able to keep my job no problem. My wife would need to leave hers, but I could cover us until she finds a new one.
Okay, but it's not that simple. She might like the job, might like her coworkers. It's not just she leaves because it's a better area.
I contacted a real estate agent to get an estimate on how much we can get for our house here, and it's a good amount and would make the move easy. Once I had everything worked out and I was sure it was a good idea, I brought it up to my wife. She was totally against it immediately. She doesn't want to leave her job, she doesn't want to move the kids away from her family, and she doesn't want to leave her friends.
All seems perfectly valid so far.
I explained to her that when she puts her selfish reasons aside, this was a great opportunity for our kids. We will have more money and more space in a big backyard and we'll be close to my parents so our kids won't be without family. She said no, there was no chance. Her life is here and has been her entire life, and she has no intentions to change that.
That's valid. His point about like his family being there so they wouldn't not have a family, like I think that's kind of a weird point. Maybe he's thinking too much about the kids. Like the wife has everything there too. I feel like if I was the dude and my wife had told me what she had like just said right then and there, I'd probably just quit the thought of moving unless they're really in that much like financial trouble or whatever. But so far the dude's the asshole, I'm not gonna lie.
I was pissed and slept on the couch that night. I spent all night thinking about it and came to the decision that if she doesn't want to do the right thing by our kids, I will.
Okay, whoa! You know what I think happened? I think the guy like had seen the house on like Zillow or whatever and already had this like imagination of what the house and like their family could look like in that area without even asking the wife in the first place. So he like brought up this fairy tale in his head about like, okay, the kids can do this, my wife can work this job at this new area, and immediately thought it was gonna work without even talking to his wife first. And the reason he was so pissed and slept on the couch is because it seems like to him something was taken away from him when in reality he didn't have any of that stuff yet.
I laid it out for her. It was up to her if she wanted to move, but I had made the decision to move. She could either come with me or we could divorce. We could sell the house, split it, and I will use my half for my new home down south, and she can do whatever she can with her half up here. Probably would have to rent. we would also have to work out custody of our kids. I told her she has a month to make the decision, but I was going to start the process and get all my business in order. She told me I was being crazy and has only been speaking to me about the kids for the last week. I have been in contact with the seller of the new house and am setting things in motion.
Yo, this husband, what the hell? I mean, he's obviously ready to divorce, but the D word, right? Divorce shouldn't even be said by either party in a marriage. That's such a strong word to use if you're not actually ready to do it. Like, and I guess in this case he is, but fuck him. In a month too, like you're gonna figure everything out in a month? Like, god damn. It has to be more than just a house and money. It's not even, I mean, it has to be more than money if he's willing to still get the house with half of the house profit anyways. There's gotta be something else in that area for him to be like this down bad about it.
My parents told me I'm doing the right thing and looking out for my kids. I ran it by my friends who told me I am being an asshole for expecting my wife to change her entire life, but this is what is best for our kids, and I think
Oh, I nodded at the, okay, I thought you were talking about the wife. No, the husband's parents are not right in this situation, no.
she needs to grow up, stop being selfish, and think of our kids.
Bro, what is in that area for him to be acting this crazy? What?
How long have you been secretly just the world's worst person?
Immediate verdict, yes, you're the asshole. Damn, but that nigga's a dickhead. Wow. I don't even know how to like wrap my head around what I just read. He's just like a bad person, and for what? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I low-key think there might be something else going on with that area, because it's not money, right? Like, he's talking about having a better life for the kids, but he's willing to pay more for the house if it means not being with his wife in that same area. So obviously he won't be better off financially, so it's gonna hurt his kids even more. Like, for a bigger backyard, like, nigga, go to a park. Like, calm down. I mean, yeah, I said this earlier, but yes, you're the asshole. Anyways, that was the video though. Hope this came out well. I want to make this another series. I'm planning on having a bunch of series for this channel, like am I the asshole, am I overreacting, the cringe one as well. I'm actually gonna make another cringe video for the next one. It might be about the rapper Dak, so look out for that. But yeah, in all asshole situations, I hope my extreme knowledge about the human mind can help these people realize that they were or were not the asshole. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe, let me know which of the like asshole or a-hole videos you like the most, and until next time, peace.